Welcome back to Fortune Flow. I'm Sage, and tonight we're going somewhere most people are afraid to go. Think about the deepest thinker you know, the one who questions everything, who sees patterns no one else sees, who needs to understand the why behind the why behind the why. They're brilliant, insightful. They see through everything. But ask yourself this: do they ever stop analyzing long enough to actually feel anything? Do they let anyone truly know them? Or do they hide behind questions, theories, intellectual walls so high that no one can reach them? And when they're alone with their thoughts, truly alone, are they seeking truth? Or are they running from it? If you're thinking, that sounds familiar, they're probably a life path 7. And so are you, because life path 7 is the number of the seeker, the analyst, the truth finder. And the 7's greatest paradox is this: they will search for answers their entire life, while running from the one truth they're most afraid of, themselves. In numerology, the number 7 represents wisdom, introspection, spirituality, and truth-seeking. Where the other numbers engage with the external world, the 7s turn inward. They don't accept surface answers. They need to know why, how, what's underneath, what's hidden. 7s are natural researchers, philosophers, spiritual seekers. They're drawn to the mysteries, not because they love mysteries, but because they can't rest until they've solved them. They are deeply intellectual, not in a performative way. They genuinely need to understand. Their mind never stops analyzing, questioning, connecting dots that others don't even see. And when a life path 7 is in their power, they are profound. They see truth where others see chaos. They find meaning where others find noise. They are the ones who remind us that depth matters, that questions are sacred. But here's what almost no one tells the life path 7. Your search for truth is also your escape from feeling. Your analysis is also your armor. Your questions keep you safe from the one answer you're most afraid of. What if the truth you're looking for isn't out there? What if it's in here, in the mess, in the emotions you intellectualize away, in the vulnerability you've been avoiding? That is the shadow of the 7, the seeker who's terrified of what they'll find if they stop searching and start feeling. The life path. 7 soul came into this world to seek truth, not just factual truth, but deep, spiritual, existential truth, the kind that most people never even ask about. 7s are natural skeptics. They don't believe what they're told just because everyone else does. They need to test it, question it, understand it for themselves. They have an extraordinary ability to see beneath the surface. Where others see randomness, the 7 sees patterns. Where others accept explanations, the 7 finds the holes. 7s are also deeply introspective. They spend more time in their own mind than most people can even imagine. They think about thinking. They analyze their own analysis. They're endlessly fascinated by the inner world. And when a life path 7 is in their power, they are the philosophers, the mystics, the researchers who change how we understand reality. They are proof that depth is sacred, that solitude is necessary, that questions matter more than easy answers. But here is what destroys the life path 7. They use their intellect to avoid their emotions. They use analysis to bypass intimacy. They use spiritual seeking to escape human connection. Let me say that differently. The Life Path 7 is terrified of being truly known, because being known requires vulnerability, and vulnerability requires them to stop thinking and start feeling. So they stay in their head. They intellectualize everything. Pain becomes a philosophical problem. Loneliness becomes a research topic. Love becomes something they study instead of something they experience. This is the Seven's deepest wound, the belief that their emotions make them weak. That vulnerability is dangerous, that if they let someone truly see them, not their brilliant mind, but their messy, feeling, human heart, they'll be rejected. So they become isolated, not because they don't want connection, but because connection requires them to let their guard down. And letting their guard down means they can't analyze their way out of being hurt. Here's what that looks like. The Seven surrounds themselves with books, theories, spiritual practices, research. They're always learning, always seeking, always one more answer away from something. But the something they're seeking, it's not in the next book. It's not in the next meditation. It's not in the next level of understanding. It's in the thing they're avoiding, the feelings they intellectualize, the connections they analyze away, the vulnerability they've decided is beneath them. That is the shadow of the Seven, the seeker who's searching for everything except what they actually need. The truth finder who's terrified of their own truth. If you're a Life Path 7, tell me if this sounds familiar. You need to be alone, a lot. Not because you're antisocial, but because people are exhausting. They want things from you. Emotional availability, small talk, surface connection, and it drains you. You analyze everything, including your own emotions. You can't just feel sad. You have to understand why you're sad, what it means, where it comes from, how to fix it. Feeling without understanding feels dangerous. You're drawn to the esoteric, the mysterious, the unexplained. Numerology, astrology, philosophy, quantum physics, ancient texts. You're constantly searching for the hidden truth, the pattern beneath the pattern. But when someone asks how you're really doing, you deflect, you intellectualize, you turn the question back on them, because answering honestly would require vulnerability, and vulnerability feels like losing control. And here's the hardest part. You're lonely, deeply, profoundly lonely. Not because you're alone, you actually like being alone. You're lonely because no one really knows you, and you've made sure of that. Because the moment someone gets close, you retreat. You create distance. You become unavailable. Not because you don't care, but because caring means risking pain, and pain is the one thing you can't intellectualize away. That is the pattern of the Seven. Brilliant, isolated, searching for everything except themselves. So here's what I need you to hear. Life Path 7, your intellect is a gift. Your ability to see truth is sacred. Your depth is valuable. But your intellect is also your hiding place. Your analysis is also your armor. Your search for truth is also your escape from feeling. The world needs your wisdom. It needs your ability to question, to seek, to find patterns where others see chaos. But the world also needs you to stop searching long enough to actually live, to feel, to connect, to be vulnerable. Here's the shift. Stop intellectualizing everything. Stop analyzing your emotions instead of feeling them. Stop seeking answers out there when the real work is in here. The truth you're looking for isn't in the next book. It's not in the next spiritual practice. It's not in the next level of understanding. It's in the mess. It's in the emotions you've been avoiding. It's in the vulnerability you've been calling weakness. The most powerful thing a Life Path 7 can do is stop searching for answers and start being present with questions that don't have answers. Like, what do I actually feel right now? Not what do I think about what I feel. What do I feel? That's where the real truth is. Not in your mind, in your heart, in your body, in the messy, uncomfortable, unanalyzable reality of being human. Now, if you're thinking, this just sounds like intellectualization as a defense mechanism, that's not numerology. That's avoidant attachment. You're not entirely wrong. The psychological profile of the Life Path 7 does map onto what therapists call dismissive avoidant attachment or emotional intellectualization. But here's what makes the 7 unique. They're not avoiding emotions because they're scared of dependency. They're avoiding emotions because they genuinely believe thinking is superior to feeling. The 7's pattern isn't about fear of intimacy in the traditional sense. It's about a deep, almost spiritual belief that emotions cloud truth, that vulnerability compromises clarity, that feeling is less evolved than thinking. That's not dysfunction. That's the 7's sacred gift, the ability to see truth clearly, distorted into the belief that emotions are obstacles instead of information. The challenge for the 7 is learning that feelings aren't the enemy of truth. They are truth, your truth, and you can't find yourself through analysis alone. So here's the question I want to leave you with. Life Path 7. What are you really searching for? And I don't mean what spiritual truth, what hidden knowledge, what next level of understanding. I mean, what are you avoiding by never stopping the search? Because you are a Life Path 7. You were born to seek, to question, to find truth where others see noise. But you were not born to live in your head forever. You were not born to analyze your way out of being human. The world needs your wisdom, but it also needs you present, vulnerable, connected. And the deepest truth you'll ever find, it's not in a book, it's not in a practice, it's not in the next answer. It's in the moment you stop searching and finally let yourself be found. If you're a Life Path 7, drop a 7 in the comments and tell me, what are you really searching for? I read every comment and I see you. If this video resonated, share it with a deep thinker in your life, the one who lives in their head, the one who questions everything. They need to hear this. Next week, we're diving into Life Path 8, the powerhouse who's afraid of their own strength. If you're an 8 or you love one, it's going to be intense. I am Sage. Stay blessed, stay aligned, peace and light.